VHS 85 hit Shudder on October 6th of 2023. I've got to give a huge thank you to the awesome folks over at Shudder for sending me an early screener like they did for the last year's entry in this franchise. However, is this one any good? Does it kind of beat last year's VHS entry, or is it on a slump? Well, I'm happy to say, guys, this was a pretty good time. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out for checking out this video. If you don't know by now, my name is Mike, my channel is called Did You See That, and over here on my channel I cover a lot of movies, especially quite a few Shudder early screeners, as I get sent quite a few of them, which I am fortunate enough for that. And today I'm happy to provide you a review for VHS 85 without spoilers. The directors at the helms of each one of these 5 features are David Bruckner, Scott Derrickson, Gigi Saul Guerrero, Natasha, Kermani and Mike P. Nelson. Unveiled for a made-for-TV documentary, 5 chilling tales emerge. Scientists observe an unusual boy fixated on his TV. Kids embark on a lake skiing adventure. TV crew fights to survive a natural disaster. The early days of VR awaken something terrifying, and a deadly dream is captured on tape. Sinister secrets of the 1980s come to life in a way you've never seen before. I'd like to give a huge thank you to all my awesome patrons who help to really support the channel. If you want to join Patreon, shop merch, buy a copy of my debut book, you can find a link to that down below in the description box. And also, if you want to request a movie for me to watch, I do have a link to my PayPal where you can request this to be watched as a short and reviewed with a shout out, or you can request a long form review with a shout out, also link down below in the description box. So the entries that we have here are No Way / The VII by Mike P. Nelson, Total Copy by David Bruckner, Dreamkill by Scott Derrickson, Gigi Saul Guerrero with God of Death, and finally Natasha Kermani with TKN OGD. So I'm not going to tell you exactly like what order each one appears. Again, that would be kind of like a spoiler, but what I will say is this: going into it, I hadn't seen a single trailer, but I did see the post that was sent to me by Shudder. So that's all I knew about it. Again, I saw the VHS entry last year in 2022. I do have a review of that on the channel. So I was interested in this installment, and after finishing this, which clocks in at around an hour and 54 minutes or so, I could say that for some parts, I actually had a good time. Now, the thing is with VHS 85, it's definitely going to be divisive among fans, like this series has been to this point in time of the entries that I've seen. There's always going to be some great installments, and you're going to wish, wow, I wish that some of these installments were maybe clad with like other directors maybe on the previous entry, and you'd have like one solid kind of like anthology kind of rendition arc. But here, I think that each director is cool because we have some known directors, like for example like Scott Derrickson and David Bruckner, and we also have a chance of like an independent kind of director, or one that's maybe on the rise, of like Natasha Kermani, for example. So yeah, it was definitely interesting to see the different takes and what was provided throughout. And what I would say is this: there's entries here that are enjoyable. It's very creative, it's very 80s, so if you have nostalgia for the 80s, you're definitely going to be reeled in to this world and this atmosphere, and you're going to be like, wow, I maybe remember having one of those, or maybe my parents bought me one of these for a Christmas, but maybe you got it later on in time. So there's plenty to like, there's plenty to revel in, and there's enough here to really keep the viewer satisfied, and that's what I found myself, because the blood and the practical effects here are absolutely off the chain. There's one scene in particular involving a jaw, that's all I'll say. I was like, wow, that looks truly incredible. And you got to think, these features are pretty short as they try squeeze in 5 different stories in less than a 2-hour runtime. So how they're able to kind of accomplish and achieve that is a feat in itself. But I'm also glad that this series was picked up by Shudder, because it has done really good numbers for them, but also they have that chance to get some like known directors, but also pump some kind of budget into these features to make them more enjoyable and have these directors explore you know, kind of different creative processes in their minds and give the viewers that creative experience. So it's really awesome to see. In terms of a list and like how I rank this series personally for VHS 85, again guys, this is just my ranking, so I'd definitely love to hear yours down below in the description box. I've got it written down here because I'm going to have to address it on my sheet of paper. So for example, number 1 for me was from Mike P. Nelson, who does the Wake / the VII. That one was my personal favourite here. Number 2 is Gigi Saul Guerrero's with God of Death, which is actually really creative and really bloody and violent, and I really had a good time with that one. Number 3, I have got Total Copy by David Bruckner, which is a very creative way to possibly kick things off. That's all I'll say. Number 4, I have got Natasha Kermani with TKNOGD, which I found to be a very cool look at VR and a different way of really exploring some of the human body. Yeah, and then finally number 5 is Scott Derrickson with Dreamkill. So that's just my ranking. I will say with Scott Derrickson, I did like them. Like, don't get me wrong, all of them I did like, obviously more than others. I just feel like as if the couple that maybe kind of landed in the last 2, they weren't really as creative as the others for me, and they didn't really have those kind of big standout moments as much as the other ones that I personally enjoyed. But this hits Shudder on October 6th. Are you going to check it out? Have you seen it? Well, you've heard my opinion, guys. I would love to hear yours down below in the comment section. Let me know your ranking of these anthologies and which one you really liked. So my overall score for VHS 85 is a 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching this review. I really do appreciate it. And if you have seen VHS 85, let me know down below in the comment section. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up by clicking down below. Also press the red subscribe button down below as well, so you can see plenty more Shudder early screeners, horror movies and other movies and all sorts of good stuff. And until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.